Good morning, YouTube family. It's Andrea here with VW Family Farm, and you can see behind me Ben, Emily, and Lane. They're finishing up the corral. It's really bright out here, which is really nice after all the rain. But today is a huge day for us on the farm. We've been telling y'all that for a couple days, that we were gonna record today, and the day is finally here. It's a beautiful day. Ben took off work today to be here. And what we've got going on, I'll just go ahead and tell y'all. You've been following this journey with us. I feel like y'all been on this journey with us. But ever since last fall, we have been building fence, permanent fencing up along the highway, and then really high powered, high tensile wire all the way around the rest of this area of our farm. All in preparation to, our plan has always been find someone that we can run their cattle for 8 months out of the year. You usually do 2 4-month batches here. That's what people do here. To grow off, like really it's usually steers. And then you get paid based on the weight that they gain while they're at your farm. That's been our plan all along because there was no money to invest in it. You are taking a little bit of a risk in case they send you cows that get sick and die. You're liable for those. So there is some risk involved in that, but we just thought that was the plan for us, that's what we would do and just bank up money, and then in a few years have money to buy our own cows. And the perks of that is you can make more money by having your own cows, but there's perks to running someone else's. That 4 months of the year that you're not running cows, that's going to be your coldest, nastiest months of putting out hay. There's no hay involved. You don't have to have hay because you don't have cows on your farm during the hay feeding season. You don't have to do all the yearly like worming and vaccinating and all that. There's tons of benefits to that, but then again, if your connection of who you're running cows for falls through, they retire, whatever, they quit doing it, there goes your source of income. You don't have any cows to run, and you don't have a herd of cows that you've spent time building up. But that was the route we were gonna take. That's been our plan for like the last year or so. We've been building towards that. Well, the time is here. It's almost spring. It's getting green. You can see behind me. It's time to get some cows on this farm. The fence is built. It's sitting empty except for our handful of beef cows we have now. The waterline project is about to happen, and then this project is complete and ready for cattle. Well, we have done lots of talking to each other. We spent hours talking this over, praying, talking to people, everything. And every door to raise someone else's cattle has closed. And we just thought we knew the plan and that we knew what we were gonna do. And it's just not panned out that way. And then also in talking to people, there's much more risk involved in running someone else's cattle than we ever considered. I just skimmed the top of the surface with you a minute ago and told you the risk, but in talking to people, it's not just sure money when you start trying to raise cattle for someone else. There's a lot involved in it. So I say all that to say, all those doors have closed, and here we are. It's almost time. Grass is about to just be thriving, and we have no cows. We have our little handful of cows that we already had, but that's it. So Ben was out working a couple weeks ago. He works out in the field this time of year, like he's all over the place. He sees all kinds of country, and ran across this herd of cows. And he asked the guy that was the landowner, you know, would you want to sell some of your cows? And I don't remember if that guy said yes or no, honestly, but he said, I have a friend that's selling a whole herd of cows down the road. One thing led to another. We went and looked at this herd of cows. We've actually went, I think at least 3 times and looked at this herd of cows. And it's just too good of a deal for us to pass up. So Ben and I have purchased 60 mama cows, beef cows, and they're dropping calves like crazy right now. About half of them already have a calf on the ground. The other half are due to calve anytime. And so we are now the owners of an entire herd of cows. We already had like 36 head of cattle here on our farm between my dairy herd and our small beef herd that we already had. And when everything calves, because our cows are calving right now too, and then when these we just bought calve, we'll have somewhere around 180 head of cattle on this farm. Of course, we will not be keeping calves this year. That's our plan, is to sell everything and make our money back from what we're putting into them. But so that's our plan. We've got a ton of work ahead of us. We've got a lot of budgeting to do this next year by taking this huge leap. I'm gonna be honest, the night we told the guy we would buy them, because we just pondered over it. That's all we thought about. Ben and I would look at each other and say, hey, guess what? We just bought 60 cows. And we were seriously, the night we bought them, we were nauseous. We were like, what have we done? This is crazy risky. What are we doing? But this is just one step closer to our dream. Ben will not be just like quitting work. No way. He has an awesome job. He's sticking with that for now. Lane is going to become our employee because I can't do it all by myself while Ben's at work. So I'm just gonna bring y'all along today. The cows are arriving, the first load here in a few minutes. The guy that we bought them from had all the ways to haul them that we don't have. We have a little bumper pull you saw us haul pigs with. That would take us 20 years to haul all those cows. So I'm gonna take y'all along and I'll be back with you in a little bit. So we have spent the last week scrambling to get ready for these cows because these cows have not been rotationally grazed up to this point. Rotational grazing is very hands-on. For those of you who know about it, you're in close contact with the cows. You can pretty much tame down any wild cows, but at first these cows have been out in a wide open pasture, not right around people all the time. They feed these cows every day. They're fat and sassy, but there's a couple of them that don't like to come up and be around people. So we're gonna see how this is gonna go. I'm gonna turn y'all around and show you the huge corral we built. So Ben, stop and talk to us for a second. How big is this corral?
120 by maybe 120 by 50.
It's pretty big for us. Well, there went the kids' college funded inheritance.
And your anniversary present.
Did she ever
And
get
yours.
one?
And mine. Huh?
Did she ever get one?
She's gotten one. What'd I get?
That's exactly what I said.
You got a ring.
Was that a 5 or 10 year ring and necklace?
10.
I mean,
This year's
spent
20.
big time money
This
on
year's
it.
20, so you got a big plan?
This was your big plan.
This is it.
Happy anniversary.
What you always wanted, ain't it?
Maybe a nice dinner too.
And while we wait on load number 2, I couldn't help myself. I got a little happy. I like playing with fire. Actually, I was nice and I let Lane light this one. He does take after his daddy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He likes to play with fire.
Go ahead and confess.
What?
Say, I am
a, I'm gonna call myself something. I am a,
pyromaniac.
oh yeah, I ain't even gonna deny it. Pyromaniac.
Yes. Now you say it. It's good for you. It'll feel good.
Make you feel better.
A pyromaniac.
And just like my dad.
And
That thing?
right there is another pile.
There's about 25 of them.
Yeah, all down that fence row. There's a bunch, and there's a bunch in the back. So we got a lot of playing with fire to do.
Load 2 of 3. Here we go.
So we got all the cows hauled in. We also, as part of this purchase, knew we were going to have to purchase what we're calling a hay unroller. I don't know what other people call it. That's what we've called it the whole time. But instead of buying a bunch of hay rings to put around bales of hay, which is what we've always done, and those break down, even the metal ones rust and break apart. I've seen people using plastic ones. We just didn't want to put a bunch of money into those. Also, we have so many cows now that it would take a ton of hay rings that we just didn't want to invest in, because I think I told you earlier in this vlog, but by the time all these cows calve, there'll be like 180 cows here at one time. So instead of that, we are going to unroll hay, and that is really good for your soil as well, to unroll hay, and what the cows don't eat will actually feed your soil. So that's what we're doing. Ben is unloading the hay unroller. We've got a big bag of cattle feed that we're going to be feeding them. These cows have been fed every day for a while, so we didn't want to just cut them off and just totally put them on grass and shock them. They're feeding a lot of babies, so they're going to get fed pretty good for a while we're waiting on spring grasses to start up. So that's the plan. We're going to take you over to the corral. We're going to actually let them out of the corral here in a minute into a bigger fenced in area before they go out to the hot wired huge field. So we're going to take you over there, let the cows out, and then that's as far as the cows are going for today. They're going to stay in like the lot overnight. We'll probably let them out tomorrow. So let's head over there and wrap this up. All right guys, as you can see, the last clip I was just going to take y'all over and let y'all see us just turn the cows out, and all the cows and calves were just going to run, and it was just going to be beautiful. And y'all know farming just doesn't go that way. We went over there and, well, let me back up. When they first brought the cows and calves, they brought all the calves on a separate load. It took 3 huge loads to get all these cows and calves to our house. So, and they sorted them. These people know what they're doing. They brought all the calves, and one of the calves, they told us when they loaded them, they all looked fine, all was good. But when this one got off, it looked really muddy and just kind of weak. It was only like 3 days old. And they brought all the calves together. They were not in there with cows. But this one might have got stepped on, even by other calves. That would hurt a little baby calf like that. It just didn't look good. So Ben and we put them in the corral, and this corral is huge. They only filled up like a third of it, so it's not like they were packed in there. Ben and I had to run to the feed store and to go get the hay unroller. And when we got back, that one was laid out and it looked dead. But when we got up to it, it wasn't dead. We wound up pulling it out from under the fence, but its mom is absolutely nuts. She's nuts anyway, and then when it was laying there and wouldn't get up, she was going even more nuts. She's just, some cows, if you don't have cows and don't know, they're just cows with personalities. Certain breeds of cows that have certain breeds in them, they just want to eat your lunch. They just do.
They just have in your back pocket.
Yeah, they say they want to get in your back pocket. They have a mean streak and they want to get you. Now there's some cows that are sweet and they're just really scared and they just prefer to stay off by themselves. And then there's some that are just downright angry. And she's angry. And we had them in the metal corral. She was trying to come under it. We wound up pulling the calf out and we tubed it. That's where you put a tube down its throat and basically force feed into its stomach. We tried everything. We're just trying to be good animal owners. Just trying everything we could to save this calf, and it wasn't working, and she was getting more and more crazy. We wound up having, the calf died. She just got so worked up. She was stepping all over it and everything.
After we put it back in there,
we had to give it back to her because she was absolutely losing her mind. And a calf's mom, the cow, that's the best one to take care of it, not us. So we did all we could and then we gave it back to her. It died. We had to wind up tying a rope to it to even get it out of there after she was going crazy and stepping on it. Anyway, long story short, we lured her up in the stock trailer and it's behind us right now. We're on the way to the sale barn. We are keeping everyone else left the corral fine. I wanted to give y'all some footage, but I don't think we got any in all that chaos. But we just can't keep a cow like that. Somebody will get hurt. With me and the kids doing most of the moving of the cows, we just can't keep her. And I'm just being honest with y'all and trying to share the ups and downs. We'll lose money on this cow because the calf was what was worth a lot when you raise up the calf and fatten it up and sell it. An older cow is just not really worth a whole lot unless they're bred or have a calf by their side. That's just the cattle business. And now that she's had her calf and her calf died, she's not worth a whole lot, but our safety is worth more than money. So she's got to go. We're trying to stay positive. Everyone else is doing great. I think it's going to be awesome, but this is just the ups and downs of livestock.
you will see more footage of the cows, I can guarantee you.
Oh yes, I will be showing you the cows, maybe daily. But they do say to, when you have cows, to estimate 10% mortality rate on your calves. So we have like 80, so that could be like up to 8. So I'm trying to feel pretty fortunate that in this whole mass moving today, we only lost 1, because some of these are pretty heavily bred and could have had a baby on the way and didn't. So I'm pretty thankful it worked out as good as it did. I'm gonna hop off here. Thank y'all for hanging with us today, and I'll try to do another video of just how it's going with the cows and everything in a day or so, but for tonight, I am tired. We're gonna go wrap this up and go home.
Be watching for shindig updates coming to you this week.
Yes, the next video you see is probably gonna be shindig updates, and I've got some changes to relay to you, but they're all good. I think you're gonna be pretty excited. I'll be sharing those with you tomorrow. So I'm gonna hop off here. Thanks guys for everything. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell. Give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Thanks for taking this journey with us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.